with U of M great and former NFL star Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermanni. Sit back and let's talk some Detroit sports right now on The Bottom Line.
And here we go, Friday, May 6, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards. Good to have you back, my friend.
Appreciate that, man. Good to be back, man. Got my voice back a little bit. Went to the comedy show on Wednesday to support my boy Nader, and man, he didn't disappoint. Crushed it at Comedy Castle. Out of about 14 comedians, I think he went around 8. So, not bad. Went a good spot. Had a lot of support. I think he was probably third best comedian there out of 14.
Really?
It's funny when you go to these shows, these open mic nights, and you get to listen. Obviously, they'll put a couple really, really seasoned veterans at the end. It's funny watching the evolution. You can see the guys that may not be doing this for real. You can see the guys that just came up here to shoot the breeze. And slowly but surely, you start to get the people that are funny. Then you start to get the people that really know how to do a stick. And then you get to the guy that's like, oh, yeah, he writes for 30 Rock. This guy has to write for Big Bang Theory, or this guy writes for something. It's funny watching. But Nader did a hell of a good job. Shout out to the big guy. Nader, you killed it.
Shout out to you, Nader. Good afternoon to you, Tom Mazawey.
Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. I love Fridays.
Man.
I really do. Absolutely love Fridays.
Happy
My
Mother's
favorite
Day.
Happy Mother's Day weekend.
Happy Mother's Day weekend.
Absolutely. You guys got any big plans?
I don't know. We're going to take care of Grandma and Mom. Mm-hmm. Kathy doesn't count this weekend as Mother's Day. She says because we're always doing things for Grandma.
That's how my wife feels,
and some
too.
other people.
Yeah.
So we do Mother's Day a couple times a year.
Yep, that's how my wife feels.
I think Mother's Day is every year. Every day.
I was just about to say, every day.
Every day.
For me, chill today, relax Saturday, and get ready, obviously, on Sunday. My grandmother be coming over. My auntie will be coming over to our house. My mom, look good. We as the fellas try to take care of the ladies, make sure they don't have to do anything extra, washing the dishes, what I'm saying, making some of the food. We put in our fair share on Mother's Day and Easter.
No doubt about it, guys. Again, no
Not the other holidays so
Did
much.
you shop yet and get your Mother's Day gifts
Oh, man,
yet?
that's already in the bag.
Come on.
That's already in the bag.
Honestly?
I'm not a last minute type
Okay.
guy.
Did you do it online or did you actually go and physically pick something out?
Who goes and picks anything up these days?
The benefit of having the little ones, though, is they do the crafts.
Yes.
They do the crafts.
They do.
The little ones, they got the crafts.
The homemade cards.
I'm telling you. So it's kind of a little bit of a layup for me in that respect.
Good for you, man.
Look, the kids make the holidays. How many of us, when we were, still young, or even when you have kids and the kids are young and like you guys now, the holiday is fun. It was fun when Berkeley still was young. Mm-hmm. As my brothers, you guys know, Bailey, or my sister Brooklyn, or Jade even. But when everybody gets older and the cousins are now 30, the kids are now 29, and there's no young kids running around the Christmas tree or running around. The holidays don't have the same meaning anymore. Right. It's like finding Easter eggs. No one does that anymore.
By the way, I found another Easter egg yesterday.
Get out of
here. That my kids didn't find.
Oh, my gosh.
And
Did it have any money in it?
It was chock full of great chocolates.
Get out of here.
I cashed in on that quick.
I was going to say.
Dynamite drop in.
He calls you the what do you call the human garbage disposal?
Hey, you weren't supposed to snitch.
That's all right, man. I take that one honor.
If there's food within reach, Tom Mazawey's got you. But it's all good. Hey, big show for you guys today. We've got a former teammate of yours coming up in about 30 minutes from now, Tony Richardson.
Yeah, Tony Richardson, a great guy, great teammate. Just the career he's had, fullback. You know how hard it is for fullbacks to get into the NFL. Can't wait to get some insight on that. But he blocked for Adrian Peterson, who's going into the Hall of Fame. He blocked for Priest Holmes. He blocked for Emmitt Smith, who's in the Hall of Fame. He blocked for Larry Johnson. He blocked for LaDainian Tomlinson, who's also going in the Hall of Fame. So hell of a career, and also off the field. Generally an ambassador to the NFL.
When you were playing, Bray, and you played with Tony at the end of his career, his last years were with the Jets, 09 and 10. Do you see when a player, after all those years, at the end of the road, just by the way he carries himself and how smart he is, because you work a lot smarter, right? At that point of your career.
So what it's called the professionalism. You'll notice in a player like Tony Richardson, when he got to the end, when he's in I played with him year 16 and 17, or 17, 18 for him, you just admire the professionalism. He does everything the right way.
Right.
Takes care of his body. He's there early in the morning, getting in the cold tub, probably because he's a little older now, but getting in the cold tub. up. He has a great relationship with the training staff. The way he talks to people around the building, or the way he talked to people around the building, everybody, whether it was the cafeteria people or whether it was a coach, nothing but respect. You see what he does off the field as well. He's just one of those players that you're like, okay, this is what I should be doing. And if you can see it when you're younger, helps you get there faster.
I'm really looking forward to talking to him, and I know, Maz, you are too, as a New York guy, Jets guy.
He's one of the best fullbacks in NFL history.
Yeah, 100%.
Hands down.
100%.
And as you mentioned, just blocked for some of the all-time greats to have ever played the position. Yeah.
And even the guys that aren't going in the Hall of Fame, they made a ton of Pro Bowls on that list, man. So, it's a reason why all those guys had a lot of success. They have one thing in common. It's number 49.
Blocked for 9 straight 1,000-yard rushers. 9 straight.
That's not on accident. It's not on accident.
Not at all. Guys, we do want to mention the Tigers off the top. They are in Houston again.
Tough loss.
Look, we talked about it yesterday with the bullpen. Tigers have the best bullpen in the American League. I always knew those numbers were fake a little bit. Well, not always. I mean, the season's a couple of weeks old, 4 or 5 weeks old.
It's skewed.
But it is skewed because the bullpen is playing in non-pressure innings. The last 2 games, the second game against Pittsburgh, you come into a 2-2 game, and you crap the bed there. You give up 5 runs. I mean, and then 2 outs last night. Candelario gets the big homer to tie it up at 2.
It's good to see that guy hitting again.
Single, walk,
Definitely,
single,
man.
good night, everybody. Come on.
Against a good team, Mo.
Sure, but
very good team.
But I mean, if that doesn't tell you the way this season has gone through the first 5 weeks, I don't know what does. Candy comes up, big hit, single walk, single, good night, everybody.
It's tough.
Maz, I don't like to make too much of.
No. They're hurting. You wanted them to go 17-13 in 30 games. So far, they're 1-2. That's not a good start.
And playing the Houston Astros in Houston, Bray. I mean, that team minus Carlos Correa still brings it. I mean, they're just as good as anybody.
They just reload from the inside, man. They get better and better every year, man. Those guys, they have bats. The one thing that Houston does is they hit and score runs. They've done that now consistently over the past 9 years or so. They hit, they score runs, they get on base, man, and they're never out of any game. And it's just the identity. It doesn't matter if A.J. Hinch is the manager. It doesn't matter who's the manager. It doesn't matter players or there's Carlos Correa. It's an identity that they have. It's kind of like the Steelers, or Baltimore. It doesn't matter. They're going to be the same type of team, physical, strong, and do things. That's the Baltimore Ravens, and that's the Houston Astros. They're going to have bats and score runs.
We're excited to talk a little college football today, gang.
Finally, football.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
college football.
We are excited to talk a little college football, and I got to give. I got to give Adam Baydoun credit, too, for putting this on our radar, pointing out the fact that Michigan State, the great Michigan State Spartans, who had a big win in October of 2021 against the Michigan Wolverines, they get their Peach Bowl championship rings. I didn't even know there was such a thing, first of all. Is that prevalent across all bowl games, Braylon? Do you get championship rings for that?
This is laughable. Don't give me too. Let me just answer your question before I get excited.
Oh boy.
It's not. No. It's not every bowl game does it, but some bowl games do it. I remember we got one for the Outback Bowl. I never wore it.
So I wanted to bring attention to this because do we have the picture, Fletch? Here it is. Here it is. Keep chopping.
That's Mel Tucker's ring.
That's Mel Tucker's ring. You see his name there, Tucker. You see the year 2021. And right in the middle there, you see MSU 37, U of M 33. Keep chopping. I got to tell Bray, to be honest with you, I didn't realize Michigan State beat Michigan in the Peach Bowl. Did they play in the Peach Bowl?
Wait, put the other picture up now, Fletch.
I'm pretty sure.
Did they play Michigan in the Peach Bowl?
No, there's your Peach Bowl score on the other side of the ring.
Got it. They beat Pitt minus
there
Kenny
you go.
Pickett.
Kenny Pickett.
They beat Pitt minus Kenny Pickett 31-21
This is
in the Peach Bowl.
This is the problem I have with Michigan State. They have such a hard on for Michigan. It's such an inferiority complex that they have. You playing in the Peach Bowl and you put up the score of Michigan when you played and beat them in October 33-37, which really didn't mean anything anyway because Michigan still won the Big Ten and you're playing in the Peach Bowl. Why are you so worried about Michigan? You know what score would actually have been better on that ring is 40-29. You know what that score is? Oh, that's the Purdue score the following week. You beat Michigan like you do all the time, and then what happens in the next game? You lose. Because Michigan is the only game that matters to you. You're so focused on the in-state that you can't get to the national scene. There's one school in the state of Michigan that focuses on the national scene. They don't always get there. That's the University of Michigan, but that's their mindset. It's national championship or bust. Then there's another school who all they care about is beating the school underneath, which is Michigan State. All they care about is beating Michigan. And that's all Michigan State fans care about is beating Michigan. This is ludicrous. When I won my Big Ten championship ring my junior year, there was a score on that ring. It was the Ohio State score, which was 35-21. That's on the ring because we beat them to win the Big Ten championship. A moral victory? First of all, why are you wearing a Peach Bowl ring? Second of all, why are you putting a moral victory on there? See, I was actually starting to give Michigan State some credit because I like what they're doing. I know Mel Tucker from my time in Cleveland. He was there as well. I like what they're doing. Hell, you beat us 2 years in a row. Like, Michigan State is doing the damn thing. I like the way in which they were going about it. I like the fact that Tucker is coming in with new eyes. He can assess the situation from different. He can add his own thing to Michigan State. He can add his own thing to what the Spartans do, what their identity is. But you got to get rid of this inferiority complex just worrying about Michigan. Don't worry about Ann Arbor and what they do. Worry about the national scene and being Michigan State. Why is the Michigan score on that ring? Did Michigan State win the Big Ten championship this year? Let me think about it. No, you didn't. So why put a game on it that doesn't matter? You got to change the mindset, Michigan State and Mel Tucker. No reason for that to be on the ring.
That was his favorite game of the year.
Doesn't matter.
That's the coach of the team. I'm playing his area.
And what I'm telling you,
that's his game. That's the game he put on the schedule, and his guys won. And that was a hell of a game.
We are going to continue on with this. Michigan State adds the Michigan score to the Peach Bowl ring. Just odd. I find it odd and strange.
Rex Ryan had a great quote. My last year with them, the infamous Patriots win. When we beat the Patriots in the playoffs, they were the #1 seed. We beat them, and he was interviewed after the game. And obviously, off camera, Rex is excited as hell. Rex hates Belichick. Wanted that was probably Rex's biggest win of his life, with the exception of the Super Bowl, right? Yeah. They asked him, they say, "What does this game mean to you?" And blah 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 blah. And he said, it was a great win, but we got to focus on the Colts. We got to focus on the Steelers. Following week, play Steelers, we lose, and they talk about the Patriots win. He said there are no moral victories in life, and if you got to survive on moral victories, you're less of a man.
We are going to continue on with this. Michigan State adds that Michigan score to their Peach Bowl ring. What do you make of it? We'll continue on with it. Ermanni and Edwards, but first, a message from Centron.
The summer of Centron is here, and now Centron is available in Kroger. 2 for $4 is what you're going to get with those energy drinks. I'm telling you, the cranberry one is the one. Only at select Kroger. So go online with Centron at CentronWorld.com to find out which Krogers those are. But drink it, live it with Centron. Amazing product. And now they have Moscow Mule in the can to add to that vodka that is oh so tasty. Drink it, live it with Centron.
At Wing Snob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wing Snob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Welcome back, Woodward Sports Network. If you are watching along on Facebook and Twitter, we're going to move you over to YouTube exclusively, our Woodward Sports channel. We hope you make the switch and join us over on that platform, whether you're in your car, on your couch, watching on television, however you are watching Woodward Sports. We certainly appreciate it. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got Fletch in the seat today, baby, running the show as well. Sam Flannel, as always. Day number 83, wearing a flannel shirt. We'll see what he does next week when it's 80 degrees.
Cut the sleeves off. he already gave us a preview the other day. Just cut the sleeves off.
It's officially short season in Michigan.
It is.
Not a doubt about it.
North of 60 for sure. Guys, we're talking about this Michigan State Peach Bowl ring. Braylon, first of all, you said that you got a Capital One ring. What was it?
No, it was Outback Bowl.
Outback
Capital
Bowl.
One. We lost my junior. We got we lost to
You
Tennessee.
got an Outback Bowl
I got an
ring.
Outback Bowl ring. Like, there was because the Outback people they
You
gave
told
us
Lloyd
ring.
to keep it.
Who wants an Outback Bowl ring? Like, to me, it's failure. I look at the 2002 season. All I think of is, we should have beat Ohio State. We lost, and we lost to Iowa. Iowa's a damn good football team. We lost to them. That's how I remember that year. So having a shiny ring because I won some bowl game that doesn't matter didn't mean anything to me. Like, I'm not trying to beat up on Michigan State. I'm just trying to tell you, change the mindset. Change the mindset. It's an inferiority complex, and the reason I point it out is because it seems that it doesn't matter what coach is in there. It's still the same concept. Mike D'Antonio, excuse me. I know they hate that. Mike D'Antonio.
Mike or Mark?
I think it's Mark.
Mark. Literally, NBA is in my head right now. They're about to get him to the
Dude, I
76ers.
love that more than you know.
But with that being said, Mark D'Antonio, when he had the same thing, they would beat Michigan. Look at 14. They beat Michigan. They go and lose 2 games in a row. They lost to Ohio State in a blowout. It's almost like as soon as they win against Michigan, the pressure's off. Then they relax. And then they go get their ass whooped. And that's why I said, as opposed to put the Michigan score on the ring, look, Michigan State was in control of their destiny this year. Michigan State they were in the driver's seat. It was them and Ohio State. You're in the driver's seat to get to the Big Ten championship. And you guys were undefeated. So you guys technically were in the driver's seat of the whole national scene. But then you beat Michigan, and everybody's praising you. It's like, woo. We beat Michigan. We smoking cigars.
Season's over.
We're smoking cigars in the locker room, and the season's over. We did it. This is our Super Bowl. And then you go lose to Purdue, who's an average team. And then you get blown out by Ohio State, which not a lot of people talk about that game.
Right.
It's like we gave them a pass to get their ass whooped in that game, 56-7. So I ask you
at the half.
I beg you. Start focusing on the bigger scene. Don't put the Michigan score on the ring. Like, you beat them the year before. That's 2 years in a row that you beat Michigan. You've already crossed that hill. You've already gotten over that hump. Now pay attention to the bigger scene. Because that Purdue game, that's what Michigan State has technically been for the last 30, 40 years.
Tom, it feels small a little bit to me. And again, I'm coming at this from the view of a Michigan Wolverine, right?
Of course.
But it does feel extremely small to put a game in October on some random Peach Bowl ring, because first of all, the Peach Bowl is fine, right? I mean, I've never been one for this New Year's
It was
Six.
the New Year's Six.
What does that even mean, New Year's Six? To be honest
It means
with
it's
you,
one of the more expensive bowls.
Basically like top 10 teams.
are you in
Top
the
8
playoff or you're not in the
No.
playoff? You know what I
You're
mean?
not.
Well, it's just outside the playoff.
Are you in the playoff or are you not in
Okay.
the playoff? That's
That's
first
real,
and
though.
foremost.
Just,
I mean,
just
seriously.
outside.
Right.
What does that
mean? The key
mean?
word was outside.
Well, you remember my favorite game was the consolation game of the Final Four. I always liked the consolation
So
game.
I mean, so if you go,
You just like extra games.
I do.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Now on the other end of it, I as a Michigan fan kind of feel I was like you pump, crisp your shirt up a little bit that you got somebody so obsessed with you.
Even if the only way I can see this making sense is if it wasn't the Peach Bowl. Like if they played in the playoff last year or they won the Big Ten championship and they pointed to that game and put it on the ring. Like they go back and they say, this was our turning point. This is when our season started. Like, but you won the Big Ten championship. You're referencing the game in October when you won the Peach Bowl that has no. Like, that's how their mindset is. Get over Michigan. Get to the national scene. Worry about the whole of college football, not just maize and blue.
They own the Paul Bunyan Trophy for a couple of years. For the past, 12 years, they've owned it more than Michigan has. Mm-hmm. This is their game. This is a ball-busting move by Mel Tucker. It's a good move to tell his kids, look, I want you to beat Michigan's ass every single time we play them. We want to own the Michigan Wolverines. We want to keep Paul Bunyan. I'm just looking at it from the other side. If I'm Mel Tucker, I kind of like what he did there. I do.
I don't like what he did because at the end of the day, it's not just about Michigan. It's about every team in the Big Ten. It's about every team in the Big Ten. So you should worry about Purdue. Carry that same energy into that game. Y'all should have beat Purdue. Michigan State's a much better team, and I understand on any given Saturday in the Big Ten, I understand Purdue, they had some weapons. Addison, I understand Aiden, the quarterback, is good. Obviously, they had Bell, the wide receiver, but they shouldn't have beat Michigan State, and they should focus on that. If you want to put a score on there, I would put that score on there. Because if I'm looking at that Peach Bowl ring, which already to me it's not a failure, but we fell short of our goal.
Right.
So if you want to inspire the Michigan State players, I would have put the Purdue score on there. I would have put the Ohio State game on it. Because you're not like you want. No. Nobody's wearing a Peach Bowl ring anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, they might.
When you look at that Peach Bowl ring, if you'd have put that Ohio State score on there, 56-7, by the way, every time I looked at that ring, I'd be like, you know what? I didn't do enough push-ups today.
You put that in the weight room.
You know what? I didn't run enough gassers today. You know what? I could have got a couple extra reps when I benched today. You know what? I didn't watch enough film today. Every time when we lost to Tennessee in the Citrus Bowl my freshman year, we got waxed. 45-17. I knew we were going to get waxed. John Henderson, anyway, 45-17. They made shirts 45-17, and the coaches didn't do it. Shantae Orr, Detroit's own, went to Denby, around the corner, east side, made shirts, and then Lloyd took them from there and got everybody's shirts, and then they put a huge one up in the weight room. Every day you walked in Schembechler Hall for the next 365 days, 45-17 is all you saw. That's what I would have did with those rings. I would have put that Ohio State score on there.
I want to ask what Jim Harbaugh put on the Big Ten championship.
Finally,
I would like to know if there's an Ohio State score on one side,
but again,
and the beatdown of Iowa on the other side.
But again, to beat Ohio State, you won the Big Ten East. You won that game, and you won the East championship because of that game. That's not just some random game in October. And I'm not saying it's a random game because I will always tell you, I hated it when Michigan said, oh, Ohio State's just another game on the schedule. It is not.
That was Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, Michigan State is not just another game on the schedule. I understand that. There are those rivalries. Notre Dame is not just another game on the schedule. But I can guarantee you if Michigan beat Notre Dame on their way to a national championship, the score of the Notre Dame game would not be on that national championship ring.
That's well said. That is very well said. Shoot, that Michigan State game, my senior year, we won the Big Ten again. We played Michigan State that year, and they almost beat us. Like, everybody talks about that game. That's the triple overtime game. If we don't go to triple overtime and beat Michigan State, we don't win the Big Ten. That game was super, super pivotal.
And you don't get drafted by the Browns.
Because the owner didn't see that that's the only game.
True, exactly. So that game was extremely pivotal. We still talk about it to this day. We don't have 45-37 on the Big Ten ring. You know we have on it back to back. But I'm not. But it's just I just don't like the move.
Let me ask Braylon this. Go back to that Michigan State triple overtime game. Would you give that win?
I don't think I ever left it technically.
Would you give that win up to not have been drafted by the Cleveland Browns the next year?
Nah, not at all. Because to do it to them, like I'm still talking about it. Like I'm still, and I was able to escape Cleveland and go to a team that's green and white. Go figure.
I know, but what a tough start for you to be drafted by that team.
Very true. But that Michigan State game, like doing that against them, like you don't want to get those. You never want to give those moments.
Not
at
all.
I got this. What was the player's name for Michigan State that dislocated his hip and never played again?
Jalen Reeves-Maben. Yes,
him. I guarantee you, if you ask him, he wouldn't give up that play to play football again.
Right.
Think about that.
Wow.
He wouldn't give up that. He's living in Michigan State lore for the rest of his life.
Right.
He ain't buying no drinks, no food in East Lansing. Guarantee you he wouldn't give up that play to be able to play.
That is so well put, Maz, as a response to your question.
Beautiful.
Just puts everything in perspective. No doubt about it. Guys,
and lastly, I don't want to like undersell that Michigan State game. It's in terms of it's the biggest game that Michigan State have ever had. Both undefeated, controlling their destiny, both having a chance to get to the playoffs and the national championship, and they won. No excuses. They won, played a hell of a game. K9 showed up. It was a hell of a game. They technically could have won the best game in terms of what was on the line between Michigan and Michigan State, and they won it. Congrats to you. But what I'm saying is move past that because you didn't win the Big Ten. Don't put that on the ring, on a Peach Bowl ring.
You're not a bad idea. Put the Purdue game or the Ohio State game score somewhere in the weight room there, if nothing else.
Mel Tucker thought that was his biggest win. That's why he put it on there.
And it was. Turned out to be. They beat the Big Ten champion Michigan Wolverines last season. How about that?
Dynamite drop here.
Tony Richardson coming up in about 15 minutes from now. But guys, next, a report from Albert Breer says what the Lions would have done at number 2 if Jacksonville took Aiden Hutchinson. Clears up a lot of speculation, I guess, if we believe this to be true. We'll have that for you next. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm, they're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. Guardian Alarm, they keep you safe and give you that peace of mind. Whether you're at home or on the road, their 24/7 local monitoring makes sure what is important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT right now. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. We'll be right back.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Woodward Sports Network, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got Sam Flannel, and Fletch is here with us today. He's running the buttons and making sure the show looks great. We certainly are happy to have him. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. We certainly appreciate your participation here on Woodward Sports Network. Talking a little Michigan State-Michigan rivalry, and of course, want to get to the Lions because Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated put something out that kind of clears up a little bit of speculation. Let's throw it up there, Fletch. He says that if Jacksonville selected Aiden Hutchinson first overall, that he was told that the number 2 pick would have been Georgia edge defender Travon Walker. No word on whether or not the card would have gone in as quick as it did on Hutchinson, though. And I think that's that's something that clears up a lot of speculation. So they wouldn't have gone quarterback. They wouldn't have gone Thibodeau.
Nope.
It was Hutchinson 1, Travon Walker number 2. What's that tell you, Matt?
I guess it tells you that the Travon Walker was the real deal in the NFL. People had him way down below, and then as the weeks came up, he was a top 5 guy, and all of a sudden, the last week, he was the undisputed number 1 name on that board. We're going to be happy. I'm personally happy that Jacksonville took him, and we have Aiden Hutchinson. I'd prefer Hutchinson over Travon Walker. The only thing I didn't want Hutch here was the hometown thing. But I'm over that. I'm ready to focus on. But we heard different stuff, Bray. We heard Kayvon Thibodeau was number 1, and Hutch was number 2, if you remember that, back in the day when we had Scott Bischoff on.
Yeah, I'm actually happy that it worked out this way. I'm happy that the Lions were able to get Aiden Hutchinson instead of Travon Walker. Listen, Travon Walker, tremendous upside. You keep hearing that word. You saw his combine, just freakish type size and speed. And he had a way out. With Aiden, I saw more out of Aiden. I saw more consistency through the season with Aiden. I see the energy in Aiden. I know his personality. Like you see what he is in terms of a coachable kid. He wants to be great. He said, "Hey, Harbaugh, give me everything you got in front of the kid." You just saw so many other things that let you know he's going to be a damn good football player. And there are less question marks than Travon, far less question marks than Travon Walker. So I love Aiden Hutchinson over Travon Walker.
And I think that's the point that you just made there too, Bray, is these Georgia guys, I mean, we've never seen anything like it, where 5 defensive players on one team went in the first round, and perhaps the best defender of all of them, Nakobe Dean, did not. And the only reason he was taken in the 3rd round was because of an injury that he did not take care of, apparently. Yeah. And teams are uneasy with the pec injury or whatever the case may be. And his size, fine. But you see that. Put the tape on, man. Yeah. Especially for a linebacker. I mean, put the tape on. Right? Have you ever seen a linebacker in college football go sideline to sideline as well as Nakobe Dean does? Yeah. I have not.
I saw one. Guess what? He's in the Hall of Fame. His name is Mike Singletary. Yeah. So if I'm comparing to Mike Singletary, pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I brought up Sam Mills yesterday.
Oh,
in
nice.
your
Carolina
state.
Panthers.
Hall of Famer, 5'9", Montclair
USFL
State.
was his start.
USFL, Philadelphia Stars.
I watched that the other day, by the way. I know
Isn't that
I know you'd
sweet?
be proud of me.
I am proud of you.
Man, I appreciate that.
You know, at the same time, though, for the Lions, I think they did get the right player in Aiden Hutchinson. And
I'm excited, Otis. I am ready.
I am too. And again, I've talked myself in and out of just about every player in this NFL draft, right? I mean, I thought at one time Tibbs is going to be this all-world defender, and he very well may be. I mean, we have no idea about any of these players, but I do feel good that the Lions got Aiden Hutchinson as opposed to Travon Walker just because of some of the question marks. Like, I'm not some elite talent evaluator. I mean, obviously I'm doing this. If I was an elite talent evaluator, I'd probably be working in the NFL somewhere, right? Doing something. I've never played the game past high school, so I can't tell. All I can tell you is what I see. And for me, Aiden Hutchinson is a good fit here in Detroit over Travon Walker.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like the fit. The fit matters. I think he would fit, in most places, but something about here fits a little bit better. And I'll go to you, Maz. You talked about that, you were happy with the Aiden Hutchinson. Actually, ecstatic with the Aiden Hutchinson pick to a certain extent, but you just worried about him being home.
Yeah.
And you worry about the distractions, the outside noise,
the haters,
which is a very real deal.
Yep.
But you got to pay attention to the individual himself. Like, he's a grounded individual. He cares about ball.
Great family.
Great, and that's the other thing. That's where I was getting to. Got a great family, has a great mom, has a great father, got an alum. And so he has such a great support system, and he's already such a great leader. And what he focuses on are the things that matter. I think he'll be okay with being drafted in Detroit.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait. Hey, rookie camp is next weekend, so let's see how it gets going.
Remember those days.
Yeah, you get a first look at these guys for sure. Another rookie that is making news, Jameson Williams. He is actually, believe it or not, apparently what a difference it how he looked at the press conference, right? He's excited, man.
That's what he's saying now.
He's excited to be a Detroit Lion. This is from Chris Burke at Chris Burke NFL. Jameson Williams on landing in Detroit. Quote, I'm looking forward to it. For real. Football. It's what I do. They traded up for a reason, trusted me in playmaking ability. We're going to put everything together after my rehab, and we're going to show the world, end quote. Braylon, when a team trades for you, what impact does that have on your psyche? When somebody thinks of you so much, they think so highly of you that they're going up to get you or they're trading for you. What does that do for a player?
When things weren't going so well in Cleveland and I was traded to the Jets and I saw this new life and I saw that they wanted me, that they were excited. I had played against Rex a bunch of times because Rex was the defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens and I was in the AFC North with the Browns. As soon as I walked in the building, man, like I saw the energy. I felt it. I felt the energy with Mike T, a.k.a. Mike Tannenbaum, and T. Rich, who's on. So I felt it. It was nothing I didn't want to do for the New York Jets. Like I told you the story of diving for balls, like my first couple my first couple of practices, diving for passes, and I had Bart Scott come up to me like, man, what the hell are you doing? This is practice. Stop. You're good. You made the team. Flipping it to Jameson Williams, like, and imagine this, Ryan, not even just moving up to get Jameson Williams. He's coming off ACL surgery. Now, I keep telling you that he's going to be fine, but it's still coming off ACL surgery. The Detroit Lions move up 12 picks to take you, to essentially say, what we saw out of you, you're going to be special. And we want you to be special here. We believe in you so much that we don't care about your injury, and we're going to move up 12 picks. Let's get this party started. He's literally coming in with a great attitude.
And just think about anybody out there watching or listening related to your own life. If you are in a job and then another employer comes to you and says, you know what, you're exactly the type of candidate we're looking for. You're absolutely the type of person we're looking for.
They're not using you right.
Right. We
can.
We want to hire you and we want to give you a raise and you're going to make this much money. You go into that job with a new sense of life.
Yeah.
You go into that job with a new sense of urgency. You go into that job and there's nothing you won't do. And I feel a little bit like Jameson Williams is in that mold right now because A, he's got the ACL. He's going to want to prove that thing is healthy. B, the Lions traded up for him, and you've got an excitable organization. Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn. Even though Aaron Glenn's on the defensive side of the ball, and I I don't use his name lightly here because I do think he is head coach material, and he's not just one of those guys that sticks to his defensive guys.
No,
he makes his imprint on everybody on that team, and I think when you're around people like that, they get the best out of you.
And then also, he's a major competitor. Maz brings this up all the time, so I can't take the credit for this one. What team did he start? He started Ohio State. Who were his teammates? Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. Who went before him in the draft? Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. Don't you think for 1 second he's not out to prove that, 1, he's better than them. 2, he should have been the first receiver taken over Drake London. And 3, his ACL is as good as it's ever been. That joker's coming in hot, man.
No doubt about it. Guys, we're going to talk to one of Braylon's former teammates. He's blocked for what, 4 or 5 different Hall of Famers?
Yeah.
Something ridiculous.
9 straight 1,000-yard rushes.
I mean, are you kidding me? Tony Richardson, Braylon's former teammate with the Jets, is going to join us, talk a little football, talk a little Lions, too. What about the Lions organization does he like?
The Jets had a good draft. We can talk about that, as well as he went to Auburn. Got to bring up the NIL.
College football. Lots to get to with Tony Richardson. We'll do it next. Ermanni and Edwards.
But first, a message from Sticker Genius.
Sticker Genius is the official sticker partner of Woodward Sports. When it comes to stickers and signage, think Sticker Genius. Sticker Genius was responsible for putting all of this beautiful wall covering all over the Planet Fitness studios, and they did it in less than a day.
All over.
All over. If you go to their website at stickergenius.com, you'll see they offer window graphics, wall graphics, custom stickers, and so much more. If you want them to hook you up like they hooked us up, visit stickergenius.com.
I'm Kay Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
It is Friday. What better time or what better day to open up and have a little bit of Gypsy vodka? I'm talking about Michigan smooth, gluten-free, corn distilled 6 times vodka.
How many times?
6. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the 6. But summertime is here. No better way to enjoy Michigan summer. Like I told you, this is smooth. Go down to your liquor store and ask for it by name, Gypsy Vodka. That's right, Mike and Adam. We appreciate the product. But remember, if you're going to drink, always drink responsibly.
No doubt about it. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button for us. Let's try to get to over 100 likes by the time this segment is over.
Do it.
Big segment, fun segment, coming up on 25,000 subscribers on YouTube. Incredible. And we can't thank you guys enough, each and every one of you.
It was in the teens when we first started, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Not bad for a year.
No doubt about it.
Not bad for earning those, by the way.
1 year in, nearly 25,000 subscribers. We cannot thank you guys enough. And we hope one of the reasons why you like Woodward Sports Network is because we've got some talent here, like Braylon Edwards, who brings in other talent, like Tony Richardson. Let's do that now. Braylon's former teammate with the Jets, T-Rich, Tony Richardson. How you doing, my friend?
All right, Tony.
Mute.
There we go. Nope, I got you on mute.
Talk to us, Tony.
Say something, T.
No, not yet.
Damn. He's got the AirPods on?
No, he's got the phone going.
That's all right. We're going to work it out.
Damn it, T. Does he have his Jet shirt on? Yes, he does.
Oh, he's got the Jet shirt on.
No, that angle's fine, but can't hear you, though. Uh-oh.
Well,
we'll keep talking. Then you keep talking until we hear you.
Yeah, you keep talking until we hear you.
Now, he was on Hard Knocks with you. Am I not correct, Bray?
He was. He was there 2000. He was there.
Who got more camera time?
Fletch, why don't you get him
T-Rich,
off the
'cause he's
screen,
always
and then if he keeps talking to us, we'll be able to hear it at least, and then we'll pop him back on.
Who got more camera time, you or T-Rich?
Probably T-Rich, because he's always with LaDainian.
That's true.
He's always with LaDainian.
That's one way to do it, right? Be with be with the most famous guy.
Did LaDainian give out like watches and stuff to his guys?
No.
No?
No. Well, you know what? I don't know because, like, I wasn't there after it happened. So, like, obviously, the 2010 year, he had 1,000 yards. We go to the playoffs. We lose the NFC Championship. But then we, as a team, as a collective, never came back together because that next year was the strike. I mean, the holdout. In lockout. It was the NFL lockout. So we never came back. And once the lockout was over, it was a totally different team. Yeah.
Kerry Rhodes was gone.
He left in 09.
That's right.
Yeah, Kerry left in 09. Rex thought he was focused more on off the field things as opposed
like
to
feet.
like feet.
Braylon, you had an experience on with some Jets fans, and you had tell about how you reconnected with Tony that sparked him coming on the show with us today.
Yeah, so T-Rich and I, he reached out to me on was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. Hits me up around like 11:30, 11:40. Hey, Bray, what you doing? I'm like, so I'm watching playoffs. He was like, hey man, why don't you jump on this Jets Live? I guess now on Twitter you can have these live rooms and have mediators and all this kind of stuff, kind of like Zoom. So I said sure, and I popped on around midnight, and it was like 200 Jets fans like in the lobby just listening and chilling and telling stories. And it was myself and it was T-Rich, and we're having great stories and just banter and talking about the 2009 season, 2010 season, and then me and T-Rich start telling stories, and I'm gonna wait till he gets on, let him tell that story. But it was just great. I haven't had that. You haven't had that outlet to get that love. Like the New York Times is probably the best time I ever had in my life, and this is including Michigan. Like you're talking about back-to-back AFC championships. You're talking about in the NFL. You're talking about being on one of the best teams. You're talking about Hard Knocks. You're talking about just like everything that came, like the Hall of Famers that were on that team. Like in New York, of all places, the best city in the world in terms of the media sports stage to do it on, and the only sports team that was good at that time outside of us was the Yankees.
Right.
So you're essentially looking at all those teams in New York. None of them amount to anything except little old New York Jets and obviously the Yankees. There he is.
I hear him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes!
There we go.
Tony.
I had to hang up and dial back in.
There he is. Tony. You got to unplug. That's why you got to unplug the cable box, Tony. That's the way you do it.
You got to take out
the
Nintendo cartridge and blow in a little bit.
Tony, thanks so much for joining us. We were just going back over your career and some of the names that you blocked for 9,000 yard backs in a row. I mean, it's just incredible. And what was it? What's one thing that all of those guys had in common besides you?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. And the number one thing they had in common was every place I played, we had a great offensive line. Obviously, my rookie year I was with the Cowboys. And the offensive line, obviously, I was on practice squad then. But then I get to Kansas City, and you have guys like John, Dave Zott, who actually, ends up now he works for the Jets, and Will Shields, Willie Rowe, all these Hall of Famers. And then I get to Minnesota, we got Steve Hutchinson, Big McKinney. So you had, all these guys, and then I get to the Jets, and you look across the board, Brickenshaw Ferguson, Damian Woody, Alan Faneca, like all these guys. So it's all about the offensive line, if you ask me.
T-Rich, we have a really good line here in Detroit as well. You look at Taylor Decker, you look at Penei Sewell, what he was able to do last year. You get your boy back, Frank Ragnow at center. And we got a guy that we believe to be a pretty good running back. That's DeAndre Swift out of Georgia, third-year guy. But he can't stay on the field. What does he need to do to get in that elite of a Priest Holmes, of a Larry Johnson, of a Adrian Peterson, of a LaDainian Tomlinson? What does he need to do? How does he need to shift his mind entering year 3?
Yeah, the best thing, Brandon, you can attest to this. The best ability is availability. Mm-hmm. So the number one thing is just, being healthy. And that's the biggest thing, because I watched this kid. I can call him kid because I'm 50, but I watched him in Georgia, man. And he can flat out like everything that you want a running back to do, he can do, from pass protection, from, obviously carrying the rock, catching the ball. So the number one thing, and believe it or not, I had him on my fantasy football, I think it was year before. He got some points for me, so he can do it all. The biggest thing is just as you get into year 3, and I was just with Saquon Barkley on Monday, and he's getting that label of injury prone, and I just feel like sometimes things happen, and sometimes the injuries are sometimes out of your control. But the biggest thing for him is just being consistent and staying on the field, and I think the sky's the limit for him.
Tony, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who was the best running back you blocked for?
Ooh. And that's a tough one because obviously I worked with Emmett when I was a rookie. Then I get to Kansas City. I have Marcus Allen, Hall of Famer. Obviously, with Bray we had LaDainian, Thomas Jones, Adrian Peterson. I put this on the line and say the most gifted running back ever that I played with was AP. I mean, he had muscles like you see a muscle like. I'm like, I know how you get this muscle and those muscles, but how you get that muscle? That's the muscle that AP had. He had muscles that I've never seen before, but he's by far the most gifted running back. All together, I'd probably say Priest Holmes just because he had the vision. He never really ran over a lot of people, but definitely had the vision to make people miss and to be able to read the hole.
You can make a miss, you ain't got to run them over.
That's right.
It's true, yeah. And then you play for a long time.
AP's still going. They can't get rid of Adrian Peterson.
Nah.
He's like the Energizer Bunny. I know you made the Chiefs Hall of Fame, which has got to be an amazing event. I wanted to ask you about the running back of today. No running back got taken in the first round again this year. K9, Kenneth Walker III here at Michigan State was taken in the second round early. What's happened to the running back position, Tony, in your opinion?
Well, I'm gonna say it's guys like Braylon. It's Braylon's fault. So it
is. It's damn wide receivers.
It is, and it's interesting. I was so I'm a mentor. I work for the league office, and I'm a mentor for running backs as they come out. So I saw all these running backs myself and Ward Dunn down at the combine, and so you saw these guys, and there was probably 4 guys I think that any other draft or any other year would have been first rounders. But if you look at the way the league is shifting, and I was with Tiki Barber last Monday, and we were talking like $740 million was committed to wide receivers in guaranteed money alone. So let me say this again, like close to $700 million guaranteed to wide receivers for the running back position total was $60 million.
Wow.
So the shift has changed. It's like now, it's a crazy stat, but if you think about as a wide receiver, after 5 yards, you can't get touched. So these guys are free releasing, going across the middle. They know that they don't have John Lynch, they don't have Dawkins, they're not going to get hit.
You can't hit like that anymore anyway.
That's what I'm saying. You can't hit them. So all of a sudden, this passing game is what it is. And so if I was a general manager, I would invest in receivers because you're going to have a longer shelf life out of a wide receiver because they don't get hit. They have no contact off the ball. And, running backs, we get hit every single play. So that's kind of where I think the shift is starting to happen.
So you mean to tell me I was 17 years too soon? Okay, yes. I got it.
Dude, hey, Bray, I'm telling you, I'm even looking at what fullbacks. So my guy, Hushek, and Ricard, those are the 2 fullbacks I keep up with. Hushek is in San Francisco, and Ricard, who beats, is in Baltimore. Man, these cats breaking the bank, man. They paying fullbacks, $3 million a year. I'm like, dang. So they get paid. It's just a matter of, but it's not like $100 million guaranteed, which these receivers are making now. But I came a little too late too, Bray.
Hey Tony, I wanted to ask you, in your time with the Jets, when you were teammates with Braylon, I heard about some story regarding a flat tire. Do you recall anything about that? Can you shed some light on that?
It's fake news. It's fake news.
You know what? Bray's my little brother, 100. We actually went through play-by-play just the other night. So all I know is when I gave Bradley my truck, it had 4 beautiful tires on it, all of them were perfectly. when I got it back, it was like Sesame Street. 2 of these kids are doing their own thing. 2 of the tires were flat. So Bray went through the storyline. He went through the story. It was like, okay, I was at Taco Bell. I took a left, and one taco fell, and then next thing I know, another tire fell. I'm like, Bray, how do you remember all that? So all I know is I gave it to him with 4 tires, came back with 2, and then obviously Bray took care of it. So now the range has 4 tires, so we're good.
Hey, T-Rich, can we hold you over just for a couple more minutes, or you got to get out of here?
100%. No, I'm here, brother.
All right, okay, cool. We'll take a 30-second break. More with T. Richardson.
I'll tell you what really happened.
Tony Richardson. What happened to that taco? Did you eat the taco?
Oh, hell yeah.
More with Tony Richardson. We'll do it next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, this is the bottom line. But also, what about my bookie going on over
That's
there?
right.
You know it, man. I'm all over it tonight. Full slate, NBA playoffs, NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, and some baseball. Who had the Mets yesterday in the ninth inning? You probably could have got plus 10,000 on the Mets.
What was that line?
They're down 7-1. They win it 8-7. MyBookie.ag. Use that promo code Woodward. They'll double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. You're never out of a bet unless you're in the NBA, of course. Right, Ryan?
That's right.
NBA. Never bet the NBA, folks.
Can't
Bet
do it.
anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please use the Michigan Problem Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
I wouldn't mind some of those lemon pepper wings today.
Hey, gang, I want to tell you about Wing Snob, fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken. Wing Snob has the best traditional wings. Try out those signature sauces, Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. Wings tossed to perfection in any sauce you pick. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. Order online. Look for a location near you. Wingsnob.com. Wingsnob.com. We just have better wings.
Okay, so here's what happened. This is the story. I'm going to make it short and sweet. Short and sweet. So we got no curfew on these nights. And when you have a no curfew night, or you have the day off the next day, typically if you have the day off, you get a no curfew night, right?
You go bowling?
I rode up to Cortland, which is where the Jets training camp was. It was out in Cortland. I rode up with Vernon Golston. So I didn't have my car. So on this particular night, no practice tomorrow, I got day off. When you get these days off, man, you just feel like you're not a part of football. Like, you do random stuff. Like, you might go to the park, just sit down and chill. Like, you might go to Taco Bell, have a taco. You just feel free. It's like getting out of jail. So you do basic stuff. So anyway, I asked T-Rich, could I use this car? T-Rich says, yes, I use this Range Rover. Go to Taco Bell. When I'm pulling out, after I already got my 12-pack, yes, a 12-pack. As I got my 12-pack, I tried to eat one in the car. Taco fell as I was making it right. So when I leaned this way, I hit the curb. And flattened both of his right front tires.
Is that what happened with Nate Burleson and the pizza?
Ooh, I plead the fifth.
All right,
I plead the fifth on that one.
Hey, Tony, you were on Hard Knocks with Braylon and that team. The Lions are on Hard Knocks this year. What are some of the challenges, or what some of the fun things that I don't know? Was it fun when you were on? Let me just first start asking about that. It's fun for the fans. Is it fun for the players?
Yeah, it's funny. So for me, I was kind of at the tail end of my career, and I didn't know I was going to be a subject line. So I was competing with this running back by the name of John Connor. So I was a subject matter of like, oh, is T-Rich going to make the team? Is John Connor? But Bray will tell you, like, probably after the second or third day, you just get so ingrained in practice that you forget the cameras are even there. Because, like, literally, you like walk into practice and you look down through like a grate, and there's a camera shooting straight up. So they're everywhere. So it's I think it was fun. I think for me, I like the fact that it was at the tail end of my career, because that was the first time that my family, my mom and dad, my sisters and brothers, my friends could actually see what training camp's like. Because you tell them like, oh yeah, I'm tired. They're like, oh, what'd you do today? I'm like, I practiced. Oh, really? And now when they see it, they're like, man, this is a grind. So it can be, I think, and we had such a veteran team that we were on a mission. Obviously, that was to try to win that Lombardi Trophy. And so we were on a mission, so we really didn't get caught up in the aspect and the Hollywood part of it. It was fun to us, and we had a good time, and we played along with it, so it was cool.
Now, T-Rich, let's clear something up for the people out there. Those wondering, especially Jets fans, Ryan Ermanni was just asking that question. There are a lot of good blockers on our Jets team. I mean, you look at T-Rich. T-Rich should be in the Hall of Fame, but you know how hard it is for fullbacks to get in the Hall of Fame. Alan Faneca was on that team, or he was the year before. You got DeBrickashaw Ferguson was on that team. You got Nick Mango, who's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Like, you got Damian Woody. Like, you had so many good blockers on that team.
How'd they not win?
But who was the best blocker on the team? And you better tell the right answer. The best blocker on that team wore 17.
No, I'm gonna tell you, like, because that's about the thing. I've been around a lot of receivers in in the years that I played. Bray, you ask Bray to go in there and dig that safety out, or linebacker, or end. Bray, we put it in there because some receivers, they'll look at the scout report and they'll look and see what plays they got to block. They're like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and whip that one. Bray would get to the challenge. He's like, buffed up and stuff, running there, cracking ties. So yeah, Bray would go down there and dig a safety out. But in turn, he knows, like, when you got a receiver like that goes down and stick his nose in there, we would, like, and Bray would tell you, like, Bray breaks out, the running back, everywhere we running down there, if we can get a block, if we can do whatever. And that's how, I think that's how teams win, when you get guys that are unselfish and willing to do whatever it takes. So whatever we ask Bray to do, go deep, he's going to do it. Across the middle, he's going to do it. Go down there and crack that safety, he's going to do it. Hit that linebacker, he's going to do it. So, yeah, Bray, I'm not going to say you're the best blocker, but you stuck it in there.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. But that tells you the genius of Rex Ryan. And why I say that is, we led the league in rushing in 09. Like, they weren't throwing a lot of passes in 09. And usually, like, what you do is you do a highlight tape on Monday. They show, like, the good plays. Pete Carroll is notorious for it. Mangini does Penguin Vision. He's notorious for it, too. But usually as a wide receiver, when you're on that tape, it's you catching the bomb. It's you shaking somebody and getting 40 yards for a first down. But it wasn't a lot of that. But you know what Rex did? Rex would post all the knockouts that we had at wide receivers. He was smart. He was like, we ain't going to have a lot of touchdowns. So he started posting those knockouts. We start competing. And next thing you know, you got receivers that are dumb as hell, not catching no passes, but they out there putting in a line 10 knockouts. I'm like, maybe I should get a pass in here every once in a while.
Hey, Tony, where does Rex Ryan rank on your coaching list? You played for a few of some good coaches. Where does Rex Ryan fit in there, and who was your favorite coach?
Yeah, my favorite coach, hands down, was Dick Vermeil. He's going to the Hall of Fame this year.
Oh yeah.
But the second guy is Rex all day long. Because Rex, even to this day, I still talk to Rex. We text every now and then. I see him at a few events because he's working for ESPN here in the city, and you just knew Rex cared about you. Like, and we were such a close-knit group. And we had a lot of issues and things that came up, but we took care of each other. We stood up for each other, and it's tough. And Bray will tell you, like, New York's not the easiest place to play, because everything you do is under a fine comb. And Rex caught his criticism for his bravado or whatever. We was just
Footgate.
We stand up. Yeah, everything. I mean, everything you could possibly imagine we had. But yeah, Rex is definitely number 2 on my list. Is he's just a guy you go run through the wall for, because he'd do the same for you.
He's on the all-decade team in the NFL in the 2000s, played for the Cowboys, Chiefs, Vikings, and Jets. Braylon's teammates with the Jets, but also played big-time college football at Auburn. And I wanted to ask you about college football and where we are right now with the NIL. It just seems like the wild, wild west, Tony, right now. And I wanted to get your sense on just where you think the game is right now and where you think it's going.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's a huge topic, and you're starting to see. I think there's a young man at maybe at USC or something. They said that I guess he's getting like a house. He has like a couple $1 million on the table. I think with everything, it's gonna like the market. It's gonna be like a market correction, because all of a sudden, if it works out and teams invest, like the quarterback down in Alabama, like second in Heisman, freshman going, I guess sophomore going into junior year. So that's a good return on investment, because he's just started. What happens if you start giving kids this type of money and you bring him to the school and he's like second, third string?
Quinn or Ewers.
That's where I think. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing I think is going to kind of correct the market, because you would hope that the guy that you say that you will invest in is going to be a starter, but what if he's not? That's a bad return on investment. A lot of people think it's bad for college sports. And for me, my dad was in the military. It wasn't like we were like rich, but also I was the guy who would lend guys on the team like $5. And when I was in college, 92, 93, $5, you could take your girl to the movies and maybe have some popcorn. You know what I mean? You can't do that now, but back then, like,
how old are you?
I'm 50. See how Brady be on me, man. I'm over here doing your show.
You're right. That was out of pocket. My apologies.
But think about it. It's like some of these guys I played with at Auburn, like that. Once they got that scholarship to go, that's the last thing their parents could give them. Like they no money, like they zero. So all of a sudden, like you can't work. You're not supposed to be taking money from boosters and all that kind of stuff. So what is the guy supposed to do? So I'm kind of glad that there's some kind of resources, for everyone, but it's going to be hard to see what makes an equal playing field, because if you're the top basketball player and the top wide receiver and you're getting this, but then the offensive line who's number, 30 on the depth chart or whatever, get nothing. So some kind of way they got to try to figure it out to make it fair for everyone.
I'm glad you mentioned that, though, too, because talking about, giving your teammates $5, Tony, because I feel like the NCAA, this is the bed they made and they have to lie in it. When they are scrutinizing, what parent can buy their kid's teammate dinner or whatever the case may be, like Mike Golick at ESPN could never pay for his son's teammate's meal for dinner because he'd be considered a booster. When you nitpick like that, this is what you're faced with.
Yeah, I agree 100%, because think about it. If, say, for instance, if a guy's dad, like Golick, was fortunate enough to make it to the NFL, but happened to play at the same college, you can't even say, oh, you know what, I'm going to take the boys for a spring break trip. He can't pay for that. He can't help out. You can't do that because it looks like extra benefits. And so I'm 100% in agreement. And the type of money, just the type of money and resources that these colleges make just during bowl season and all of that, like there's money available to make sure, and there's enough money to spread around to even some of the sports that aren't high revenue earners to make it fair. So it is what it is, and I'm glad that guys can monetize off their likeness and everything else.
Hey Tony, last one for me. I should have probably worn my Jets pullover today because I'd spent first 31 years of my life in New Jersey and New York rooting for the Jets and Giants. I love the Lions. Always loved them on Thanksgiving. I'm here with them now. Covered them for a long time. But I root for the three worst teams in the NFL. I just wanted to know, did the Jets have any hope with Zach Wilson at quarterback going forward? Do you like Robert Saleh, what he's doing in New York?
Yeah, so Bray was on our chat the other day, and he'll tell you, like,
3 hours, baby.
And 3 hours in the optimism. Like, I think we're doing something special. And first start with Joe Douglas, and I really believe, like, he had to clean up so much mess. I think Tannenbaum left the Jets in a pretty good situation, but then the regimes and all the stuff afterwards, like, there was guys who was on the cap that wasn't playing and all that kind of stuff. So I think Joe Douglas first had to come clean all that up, and then now I think they're heading in the right direction. I feel, the jury's still out on Zach just because we don't have enough tape yet. We don't have enough reps. We don't quite know, what he's able to do. For me personally, I mean, he's a smaller guy. I've actually met him. For me, I'm more of a bigger type of quarterback just from the standpoint. I mean, these guys out here, man, nowadays, like 6'6", 260, running 4.4. If that kid takes one of those hits, you got to bring in the backup. So I think he can do it. It's just a matter of using the weapons now that are around him, and I think that he can take it. I don't know about the promised land, but we just want to get some wins and hopefully get to the playoffs.
There you go. Thanks,
Tony. We can't thank you enough for your time, my friend. This has been absolutely awesome. Did Braylon ever pay for the tires, or did he?
ASAP. I paid for him ASAP.
Yeah, he paid for it. I'm just letting you know. Don't let him borrow your car because you're gonna have 2 flats, taco sauce all in the car. Don't let it
go. That's how you do your boy. That's how you do your brother.
All I'm saying is that I gave him the car. Like, you bought the bottle over here. Yeah, I bought the bottle. Okay, Bray. I gave you the car, 4 tires, came back 2 flat. That's all I know.
Hey, all I know is I had my financial people invoice him within the day. It was paid for within the day.
Hey, we only see Braylon driving around in rental cars here in Detroit. I don't even know what he drives.
See, I keep people out of my business nowadays. I had to learn that over time.
Hey, Tony, thanks again, my friend. We really appreciate your time. Great stuff, as always. Continued success. That's right. Continued success. Tony Richardson. Guys, we're going to take a break. Come right back. We'll react to a couple of things that Tony says. Jump back into the NFL as well. Some of the best free agents remaining. Is OBJ finally on his way to the pack? We'll discuss. But first, a message from SMA.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread mental awareness about mental health and also substance use disorder. We just had Tony Richardson on there. One of the biggest things he told me when I was playing ball is take care of your mental. Go see somebody, talk to a psychologist, talk to a therapist. A lot of times people don't think they need to, but you find out a lot about yourself, man, and it's good for the process to keep a healthy, safe mind. If you think you may need this, go to thesportsma.com. Check it out. Ask questions. They will answer them for you. Thesportsma.com. Very discreet. Thesportsma.com.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Ruben. Woodward Sports Network, hour number 2 of the program.
Jeff Goff, Neil Rubin. Are we having them as guests? We should have them as guests.
Oh, that is fantastic, guys. Woodward Sports Network, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got Fletch and Sam Flannel with
that
us. That is so great, man.
Tony Richardson, thank you for having him on there, Bray.
No, he's great.
Always
man.
one of my favorite guys.
Like, so it's funny, like, we met because I was cool with Donovan McNabb, and he and Donovan McNabb were good friends, and so that's kind of how I met Tony Richardson before I played for the Jets. And some people you just instantly know are not only good people, but they're gonna be someone that you want to like learn from, somebody that you want to listen to, somebody that you want to keep around forever. And and in that sense, literally, he saved me one night, man. I was having I was at the Waldorf Astoria. I was having some fun. It was late at night.
Were you with King Jaffe Jaffer?
Wipe us. No, but and I was having some fun, and it's the Waldorf Astoria.
Oh yeah.
You can't do certain things. I'm young. I'm a kid. I'm having fun. And he called me in the hallway pretty late at night and was like, "Hey, Bray, come on, man. No. And took me in the room and was like, "You can't do that, sir. All eyes on you at all times." And that was like the start. And he was with Donovan McNabb at the time, so I was like, I can go to this guy. I can learn from this guy.
You need people like that in your life.
So from that moment on, we were good.
Did you ever ask Donovan about the Super Bowl and when he puked?
I wouldn't do that because
I really would like to know what the hell happened.
I want to know, but I don't.
Maybe he don't want to tell you.
Exactly. Like I want to know, like you. I would wait for that to come out.
They could have won that game.
It's gonna come out at some point. It's gonna be a 30 for 30, or it's gonna be a documentary, or something that he's gonna come out with where you just have one of those moments, where maybe you're having a moment of clarity and you talk about, or maybe you have a moment of drunkenness and you talk too much. But it's gonna have to come out at some point because it was weird. Like, to this day, people are trying to figure out what happened in that Super Bowl. Like, Donovan wasn't there. He threw up, but then he was. It was spotty. One moment, he throws a dime touchdown to, I can't think of the tight end's name at the time. He throws a dime touchdown. Next minute, he's throwing up. I don't know.
Incredible
That's what it is. Yeah. It's just part of football history.
Anxiety.
I just love to hear. That's
it happens.
Yep.
Guys, I want to get back into some NFL now. Talking about the best fits remaining for NFL free agents, and this is an intriguing one to me. Odell Beckham Jr. Is it possible that he ends up with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay?
Remember, he almost went?
That's where I was going to. Odell Beckham Jr., of course, wound up in L.A. with the Rams instead of Green Bay, and many people thought it was L.A. trying to get OBJ so he wouldn't go to the Packers, kind of like a Red Sox-Yankees type thing where you might not need the player, but you keep away from the other team. Ultimately, Robert Woods ends up tearing his ACL or getting injured, and OBJ was a big part of that team. But is that the destination that is most likely for OBJ, and anybody on that list that you look at and say, this guy should go there?
I like Green Bay for him for the simple fact that Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, okay? Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, which means OBJ got hurt in the Super Bowl, which is February. OBJ tears his ACL in February. So OBJ is not going to be available to play until December. Like OJ.
You think it's going to be that bad?
It's not about being bad, Maz, but you're talking about he gets injured. He gets injured in, not even just that, but just a regular process. Right. He gets injured in February. It's 10 months to December, but you still have to rehab for a month before you have the surgery. So from surgery to December, it's 9 months. So that's why I said the good thing about him landing in Green Bay, one, Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers. Like, if you believe in Aaron Rodgers, obviously Ryan does it. But if you believe in Aaron Rodgers, the team and everybody else,
7-win
you
football
know that
team.
he can. Aaron Rodgers can pull 10 wins out of his ass. Like, Aaron Rodgers, he can pull 10 wins out of his ass. So you know he's going to be there. So taking OBJ is a good move because now you got a veteran guy. Like, as you said, you were able to watch OBJ, and what happened last year?
He grew.
Thank you. So now you're bringing a guy in who's in the right mind. He's a father now. He's a different teammate. He can mentor some of these young guys. You just brought in Christian Watson out of North Dakota
Was
State.
that his baby mama the other day, by the way, at the game?
This is his girlfriend he had a child by. So technically she's not his baby mama right now. Baby mama is when y'all not together no more.
Okay.
So technically there's a potential for marriage.
So that's the mother of his child.
There you go, my man.
Boy, is she something.
She's smoking.
You know another name on that list, Jarvis Landry to the Saints.
The juice.
But the last point I was trying to say is Aaron Rodgers can stall while OBJ goes through the process and get healthy. Meanwhile, OBJ can mentor Christian Watson. You know, you got those guys there, Valdez, Scantling. You know, so he can do enough to allow OBJ to come back and be ready for playoff play. That's why I like that move.
How about juice to the Saints?
That's a damn good move as well because now you got 3 really, really, really damn good wideouts, potentially great, and all of them are different. And Mike Thomas, you got your slant runner, you got your deep ball.
Is he back this year, by the way?
He's back.
Yes.
You got your slant route runner. You got your deep ball runner. I mean, the 50-50 ball, the jump ball runner. Then you got Chris Olave, fast guy.
Wow.
He's your blazer. Super, super, super crisp routes. Runs crisp, sexy routes. And then you got Juice Landry, a Pro Bowl player 5 times over, understands the middle of the field, understands how to move the chains, and he understands how to be committed to the team game and the team aspect, which is the offense of the New Orleans Saints. So I think they just complement each other really well.
Jameis Winston, man, if he stays healthy, he could break his 30. He could break his 30 touchdown.
I hope he doesn't break the other record.
You don't want to break the other record.
Don't break the other record.
You don't want to break. And I know, Ryan, you just love.
I love it. Jameis Winston is my favorite professional athlete whom I have no affiliation to whatsoever.
Let's put his video up. This is his latest workout video.
I just love him.
You love his story. I mean, he's what, 1 of 14?
He was on like 60 Minutes. I fell in love with his story. I think he's a good person. I think he's an incredible talent. I think he's very entertaining. And I'm rooting for the guy.
He's genuine.
He to me is, again, he is my favorite professional athlete who I have no affiliation to whatsoever by team, by college, by anything. I just love Jameis.
Nice.
You guys have a player like that?
I was trying to think about it, man. I just couldn't. I couldn't pull one out.
No?
Maybe I think of one through the commercial.
Yeah, think of one through the commercial, and maybe we can do that.
Every time I thought of one, he turned out to be a star. So I'm like, I can't use him.
Maz wants to talk about Tom Brady, too.
Oh, I do.
We'll hit on Tom Brady.
I want to get Braylon to do it.
Tom Brady was here in town last night. Tell you what
How much
he was
did he
doing.
make?
We want to know. But first, the message from the Foaling Warehouse.
I know he didn't go to the Foaling Warehouse, and that's his fault. The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck, Michigan. Chris Hutt, the inventor of this awesome game, the football bowling game, combined my 2 favorite games, and you got Foaling and 2 ways to play: $10 unlimited open play, and of course, you've got the other way to play. Have your own private lane reservation for 10 or 12 of your closest friends. Cost you $120 for 2 hours. And they got open bars. Well, you got to pay for your liquor, but they got everything you want. Over 100 beers and the $2 mystery beer machine. Bring your own food in, or even have it delivered. Check it out. Get your Foal on. Do it now at thefoalingwarehouse.com.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone. $10 a month is all it takes to get you signed up and get you active and rolling. Hell, take that back. If you go in person, $0 down. PlanetFitness.com as well. Over 2,000 locations worldwide. That means there's one wherever you are. $22.99 for the black card that allows you to access to all those locations, as well as anytime you come, you can bring a guest with you for free. PlanetFitness.com. Your fitness is essential.
Look at him. He's eating W's, too.
I mean, look at Jameis.
Eat those W's.
Who's that, Rocky in there? He's in there with Rocky. How can you not love the guy?
Eat lightning, crap thunder.
How can you not love the guy?
So I figured out one over the break.
Yeah.
Mine's is Lou Will, a.k.a. Lou Williams. Lou Williams arguably the best sixth man of all time. Just a great guy. He's nothing but buckets everywhere he's been, whether it was in Toronto. Hell, when you're the sixth man and you get the number one artist in the world to write a song about you called Six Guy. Shout out to Drake, Lou Will. But the reason why I like him, man, he's just a cool, chill guy. Obviously saw what happened in the bubbles. Talked about the chicken wings at the strip club. It's just good stories like that. But the best one is, guy pulled a gun on Lou Will when he was playing for Philly. When he was playing for the Sixers, guy pulled up to him at the light, pulled a gun on him, and then the guy looked and was like, "Oh man, shit, you Lou Will?" And then the guy was nice, the guy, so he talked to the guy and gave the guy some money. The guy was trying to rob him because he was broke, didn't have anything, and talked to the guy. And
wow.
You just never know, man. But that moment was cool. But he's always been a good dope player, and I don't know him. I don't know anybody that does know him like that. So, to your point, that was mine.
Just we root for those guys. Now, one guy that Tom Mazawey has never rooted for prior to about 10 months ago, 12 months ago.
I still don't root for him.
It's Tom Brady.
I just don't hate him anymore.
But you love Tom Brady.
I do now. I mean, why does he have to do this to me? After all these years of hate, why does he have to come out as maybe he is a pretty cool guy? Anyway, yesterday he goes on to his TikTok with Justin Bieber and comes up with the secret we all knew about.
New trend alert. Tell me something honest.
Tuck rule game against the Raiders.
Might have been a fumble.
There was a 30 for 30 on it. We all know that.
That was awful.
He sits down with Charles Woodson. Look at Charles Woodson, what he had to say about that as well. He wasn't very happy.
This what we doing, Brady?
There's Charles Woodson.
That was the fact that was all there was. Lets you know that he wasn't completely joking.
He wasn't having that.
He was real serious. Hey, somebody said something funny that was very interesting. He was like, you know what? This doesn't impress me. Like, this is Tom being secret troll Tom. He said, you want to impress me with a secret? Where are those deflated balls at?
Oh, yeah. Where are those kids?
Exactly.
Where are those deflators?
Exactly.
Where are they?
I have no idea.
Where's the
They're in witness protection.
He was here last night.
Yeah.
Tom Brady and Jim Gray speaking.
Jim Gray's got to be there.
At United Wholesale Mortgage.
What is he, a puppet?
They were doing they were speaking on behalf of Matt Ishbia at United Wholesale
Mortgage. A Michigan guy going on a Michigan State guy?
Well, that's what I like. What, Michigan State doesn't have any people that he's got to bring in the
Couldn't
Michigan
he bring
guy?
Magic in?
No.
He was just there.
Can I just ask?
I like it, though.
I love it.
Jim Harbaugh brought in Lou Holtz to sign other stars.
I have two.
Did he spit on everyone?
I have two questions. First question.
What was the ticket?
How much did Tom Brady get paid last night?
$500,000.
You think minimum?
I think so.
And then the second question is, it's not like Jim Gray is like some huge mega star anymore.
Jim gets 100.
Jim Gray is attached at the hip with Tom Brady. How did that happen?
I don't know.
That's his guy.
I know.
Everywhere Tom Brady goes, Jim Gray documents.
Jim Gray sold him a bill of goods, and you know what? It's worked for him. He's got his own little show on ESPN. What do they call it? Man, what's it called?
Man in the Arena.
Man in the Arena. I've never watched one episode. I will not.
Good.
No, I will not watch it.
It's very good.
I will not.
I
watch
watched it. I wanted to wait till the season was over to get into it because it came out during the season. I'm like, I got time for this football season. But I also wanted to wait till it was done, and it just finished. So I started. I'm on episode 3. Here's what I think about it. It's cool in a sense because you're going through the stories, you're going through the season. It takes you back, and you forget certain things. You forget how the Lawyer Malloy thing played out. Like that thing was interesting, and then they got Rodney Harris, and so it's interesting. But the editing and the cinematography behind it, it doesn't look as good as 30 for 30.
No.
Like why are these red? No. Like the like the nature videos they pull up in the middle of the animals that they show. It looks like somebody in an intern worked
just threw
on the
it
project.
together.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, I'm not gonna watch it. But going back to the fumble, the tuck rule, put up the Al Davis quote, and Al Davis went to his grave saying that the Raiders were robbed. Can you read this like Al Davis would, Ryan?
It's my opinion. Well, no, I can't. It's my opinion, the opinion of almost everybody in the world.
There you go.
That the play was a fumble.
It was a fumble.
There you go.
It should have been called a fumble. That someone would reverse it without conclusive, indisputable visual evidence is just unbelievable.
Beautiful.
But that's what happened, and that's what we have to live with. But we will always consider that play a fumble.
That's right, and a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Well done,
Al Davis.
Al Davis.
Very good.
I love Al Davis. First AFL commissioner, owner now of the managing partner of the Raiders. We all know him as the man that would walk around with those great jumpsuits of his and those dark glasses, and he turns it over to his son with the worst haircut in the world, Mark Davis. Now,
he
rest in peace, Al.
Looks like Children of the Corn. But,
it does.
Isn't it interesting that the two, you can arguably, maybe not arguably, but two of the most polarizing plays in NFL history happened to the same team.
Right.
And both their owners, not owners, but both the people that recognize them, like Al Davis, goes to the grave thinking about the tuck rule. John Madden goes to the grave thinking about
the Immaculate Reception.
Yep.
Amazing. 50 years ago, by the way, this year. It's the 50-year anniversary of the Immaculate Reception.
Meanwhile, Franco Harris still looks young.
He still does. He was in the draft. He mentioned he brought Kenny Pickett. Didn't he mention Kenny Pickett? He did the Kenny Pickett pick.
Franco Harris, man. Like that. See, the Steelers do it right, and we talked about this the other day. And Jerome Bettis is another big brother of mine. Like things that he's done for me.
We got to get him on.
I appreciate for sure. But they do it right, man. Look at Franco Harris, man. Like ingratiated, like
he's an icon.
And Jerome Bettis the same. Like they do it right. You succeed in certain places, you're good. They take care of you like they should. Hey, Sheila Ham, come on now, Calvin, get them together.
Franco Harris has his statue in the Pittsburgh airport. You walk in, that huge statue of him picking that ball up an inch off the ground to run it back against the Raiders. Back in 1972.
Wasn't that the first championship?
That was it. Well, that got Pittsburgh rolling. First playoff win in like decades.
Because they didn't win the Super Bowl.
They didn't win that year. The Dolphins won. The undefeated Dolphins. Wow. They took the Dolphins to the last 3 minutes of that game before they lost that game.
That's why he has a statue. He started it.
Yep.
Hey, did you guys see what happened to the Cowboys and Jerry Jones?
I did.
I see it every year. It's called a collapse.
Well, no, it might have been a collapse by Jerry Jones himself, Bray. I want to play this for you. It's a little less than a minute long. This is Jerry Jones on purpose, but accidentally unveiling the Cowboys draft board.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look at this.
This was a week ago.
Let me put it like this. We have both of them. This was printed 3 days ago below him. Both of those players are below him. Can you see that?
Don't show him that.
I'm not going to show him
So that was Jerry Jones. Basically showing off the list of who he had on the draft. And his son, Stephen Jones, is like, don't show him that. Meanwhile, inside, he's dying. What did you do, Dad?
Ryan.
Well, someone took a picture of it.
And here
and
is the
blew
picture.
It up. Here's
Take
the
a look
picture.
at this. That is the first round grades of the Dallas Cowboys. They had Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal, Aiden Hutchinson,
Garrett Wilson,
Sauce Gardner, Derek Stingley. Travon Walker was their 7th highest rated player.
Kyle Hamilton.
That just I appreciate this list though, because for everything that we think we know, we're not talent evaluators. We're not on somebody's board, but this is what they had for.
You know who got their first 2 picks? The New York Football Giants.
Yeah, they got the Thibodeau and Evan Neal, right?
Yep.
How about
with the exception of Lewis Seen at 13, because we know he went 32 to the Vikings. They got everybody right in the first. Like everybody up there is how it happened. Well, not exactly how it happened, but around how it happened.
How about a 2nd round grade on Chris Olave?
There you go. Well, he went what? 11th?
Yeah.
Right before Jameson
Williams. Isn't that something? That is so
But
cool.
they didn't need receivers.
Maybe
that's why they ranked them low.
Second round grade on Ojabo. Second round grade on Breece Hall, the running back from Iowa State.
That was right.
Nobody, but they had him graded higher than Michigan's Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker didn't even get graded out as a second round pick
it would be interesting.
on their board.
It would be interesting where they had Malik Willis rated out, considering they drafted Dak. Dak's a 5th round guy, so it'd be interesting to see where they have Malik Willis.
Tom, I want to get a Derby update. We need to do
I'm
this.
going to give that to you a little bit later. I want to talk to you about Baker.
You lead the show.
I want to talk about Baker Mayfield. He's back in the news again. Now,
I like it.
I make no bones about it. We've all brought it up. Baker has got an axe to grind, all right?
Yep.
Well, he went out and he said just yesterday that the Browns, he feels, screwed him towards the end of the year to make him look even worse with that injury that he had. And I just want to talk about this. And I know how Braylon feels about him, but I really believe that this guy can still be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
I've never said he couldn't be a starting quarterback in the NFL. I've always said, and we'll talk about it when we come back.
Let's talk about it.
And then more. And the only thing I've always said is, yes, he still has talent, but he's got to have a realization with himself.
Right.
And until he has that moment with himself, he can't go any further. And he can't be a player that he was when they got to the playoffs.
But first, a message from Les Stanford. It is no secret that new cars are hard to come by, but at Les Stanford, they are available, but you've got to make a plan. Allocation coming in for lease and purchase of new vehicles. Les Stanford has also 350 pre-owned cars on their lot right now. All makes, all models, all years, some of them with less than 500 miles, so they're like new. For more, visit LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Our friends at Alta Equipment know that when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. With the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan, there's nothing your project can throw at you that Alta can't handle. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. That's 844-GO-TO, the number, ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
Ermanni and Edwards, bottom line, Woodward Sports Network. Thanks a lot for joining us on YouTube. If you have not yet, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube. Guys in the morning doing a great job. Adam and Terry and Maddie kicking butt in the morning. And then Neil and D-Mac.
Silver tongue.
Spencer kicking butt in the afternoons. And then we think we're doing a pretty good job here ourselves.
Not bad. And then morning bets. I think we're doing okay at Woodward Sports Network over here.
You got it. Hanging in there. And talking some quarterback news now. And there's some quarterbacks that are in the news. Baker Mayfield is in the news. Trey Lance is in
Jimmy
the news.
G.
And there's a guy who I thought was going to get a job. I don't think he's getting a job now, and that's Colin Kaepernick. And you've heard Pete Carroll make the call today. We're not going to trade for a quarterback.
We're not trading for anybody, I think he said.
Yeah.
I think he said we're set. Mm-hmm. And AB kind of stepped out, Antonio Brown, and kind of called Kaepernick to the carpet. I mean, I don't know, is that the pot calling the kettle black? I have no idea on that.
Matt, talk to me about Baker Mayfield.
I want to bring him up.
Bring Baker to the forefront.
I do.
Okay.
First of all, the Browns still have him, and they're not going to. Looks like they're not going to trade because nobody wants to eat that $18 million that they owe him. So here, people around Baker Mayfield have said they feel that the Browns put him in a bad situation at the end of the year, talking about the Monday night game against the Steelers, when he had, and you can read the stats on that, Ryan.
Let me read this for you. This is ESPN.com. As he continues to await his future, who will take him? ESPN.com reports that sources close to Mayfield questioned the Browns' play calling at the end of the season and wondered at the time if the organization set the quarterback up to, quote, look as hapless as possible in prime time, end quote, to prove why they would need a change in the offseason. The game in question was Week 17 Monday Night Football between the Browns and the Steelers. Cleveland was already eliminated from the playoffs, meaning this game would most likely be Mayfield's last start of the season for the Browns. During that game, he was sacked 9 times, and the last play resulted in an interception. He even threw 10 incompletions in a row at one point during the 26-14 loss to the Steelers.
And he was playing hurt. Well, he really was.
Okay.
So go ahead, Bray.
So no. Starting off with this, Maz, I think Baker can still play in this league. And I keep telling you that I agree with you on that. So he has to have that realization moment. He hasn't had it yet. You can listen to his interviews and his podcast. He's still in blame mode. He's still in blame everybody else mode. So what I would say about that is this. Last season, Baker Mayfield, it was two people's faults. Okay? It wasn't Baker Mayfield. It was the front office and the coaching staff and the training staff of the Cleveland Browns. Like when he got injured, you got to hold him out. You got to sometimes protect players from themselves. And he went out there and he kept trying to play and he kept trying to play and he kept trying to grit it out. If this is a guy that you drafted in the first round 3 years prior to that, this is a guy that you put all your chips on. This is a guy that got you to the playoffs and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, your first playoff win in Lord knows how long. You can't underestimate those things. You got to protect this individual. They let him go out there and get hurt. They let him say, hey, I'm good, I can play, and go out there and get hurt. I blame the Cleveland Browns for that and where he had to get to the end of the year in terms of needing surgery. I also blame his agent. It is the agent's job to protect his investment. Like an agent's job to protect the guy who he says is going to be a family member. That's the agent stick they give you. It's like, you're going to be like family if you sign with blah, 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 blah. Only 25% of them actually mean that. It's the agent's job to protect Baker from the organization. Like, it's the agent's job to go and say, no, Baker's not playing. He has to make Baker understand that you're injured. You're not the best that you could be. And now you're going to get injured again. Baker, these are crucial times for us. Because if Baker stays out, if Baker doesn't play, he still owns the leverage now. But now he plays, finishes out the season, gets hurt even worse as the season goes on. And now he's looking like a guy that can't get it done. Because now everybody else is hurt. The running backs aren't playing, which makes Baker look worse. The wide receivers are gone, which makes Baker look worse. So now the season's over. Now this is where Baker comes into play and start hurting himself. Baker can't shut up. Mm-hmm. So during the season stuff, it wasn't Baker. Like, he's an okay quarterback. So I don't think he killed himself in that regard. It was the front office, how they handled his injury. And it was the agent for not protecting Baker from the organization. Baker started doing damage in the offseason. Just everywhere he's go, he's just opening, just talking.
Where does this story end?
Where does he land?
Well, Baker Mayfield starting opening day for the Browns. You talking about a hell of a story.
I mean, I just don't know how it happens in the locker room. How you just walk in that locker room knowing that the organization doesn't want you, knowing you've got all these stories. You don't want to be there. I don't know how he can go out there and lead the Browns for the first month of the season. I don't think that happens. I don't think there's any way in hell that happens, to be honest with you.
Well, they have Deshaun Watson.
But I just don't know where this ends, because the more Baker talks, the more you
don't like him.
Well, the more Baker talks, the more he confirms what the Browns have been saying about his maturity level. The more he goes on podcasts and sits there and says, it's your fault, it's not mine.
Once again, where's his agent?
Again, I don't know that answer.
Shut up, Baker.
But I just don't know where this ends. I think a soft landing spot for him would have been Seattle. I think he wants to go to Seattle. And Seattle clearly doesn't want anything to do with him, because they would have traded for him. They would have. Carolina really doesn't want anything to do with him.
Well, they tried. They couldn't get a deal done. So they drafted their quarterback in the future.
There you go.
Same with the Panthers.
If you want your quarterback, you go get your quarterback. I'm convinced that if you want something to happen bad enough in the NFL, you go do it. We've seen it happen time and time again.
I know where he's going.
See Rams. See Broncos. They wanted it and they made the moves together.
Listen, you know where he's going to go?
Tampa.
Home.
There's one team that he can go to.
Oklahoma?
The New York Football Giants.
They got Tyrod, though.
that's okay.
I'm almost convinced that Baker Mayfield doesn't go take a season behind one of these established quarterbacks.
That's fine. The New York Football Giants.
I'm serious. Like,
Tampa?
I don't know how it works
Tampa
the salary
is another
cap.
great spot.
But again,
You're right.
I don't know how it works salary cap wise. The Bucs aren't going to be able to eat all that money. I just don't know how that
Salary
works.
cap
If he
don't
gets
matter.
cut, they don't have to pay him.
Salary cap is invisible.
Yeah. So I almost think
if he gets cut,
you go to Tampa for a year.
Why not?
And that's what I said before the draft. You go there because I keep saying you have to have that moment where you have that realization with yourself. What better place to have that realization, which is behind
that would be
the greatest
amazing.
quarterback of all time, and Tom Brady, and then just seeing it done from a different perspective. Like, see how Tom operates. Have those conversations with Tom. Like that information would be invaluable. It would help him get a second lease on life in the NFL. So I think that could be a great move. Once the Browns cut him, or they, as opposed to trade him because they can't trade him, they cut him. Whoever picks him up doesn't have to pay anything.
Listen to me. As a fan and a football lover, I would love to see him go to the Lions. You want Jared Goff to be your guy? Great. Then make Baker your backup. My second pick will be the Giants. Daniel Jones, give him a shot. If he's great, great. Other than that, you got Baker Mayfield on a second contract. And as a fan, I would want Baker Mayfield on my team. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think the Giants is a bad spot for him because you're just from
put
day
him
one,
right in New York.
Yeah, well, it's not only about New York. It's from day one you're creating a quarterback controversy, and nothing good can come from that in that room for Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield, New York media on the Giants, a young team, a new coach, a new organization. Essentially, you're just starting from controversy from the jump.
In the last 3 years in the NFL, Baker Mayfield has had the most national commercials in the last 3 years, including Tom Brady. Just think about that, and including Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Discount Double Check. Now you put him in New York.
Right.
You put him in New York, that joker would never go to practice.
Maz, can you give me some insight on the Kentucky Derby next?
I sure could.
All right, I'd like that. You know, I heard Maz talk about the Kentucky Derby about probably 8 years ago, and I never forgot it.
Are you serious?
I did. I just loved his enthusiasm for the ponies.
It's my favorite.
I love his enthusiasm about everything.
No, but
thanks, Bray.
When he talks about these horses, about these ponies, there's a certain glow in his eye that exudes the screen.
What's my ringtone?
The Kentucky Derby?
It's the call to the post. Remember?
Oh,
you call
yeah.
me? Good. Give me on the air. You can give me a call. I'll let people hear.
Okay. Bray, on those Sunday pregame shows, how many times did he say 2 minutes to post?
Every day.
Yeah.
I mean, every time.
Sunday.
Every time.
So Tom Mazawey going to give you some Kentucky
I'm
Derby
going to give you the winner.
And the winner.
Oh, we going to do that?
Next. But first, a message from Lady Jane's. Don't I look good today? That's
Yes,
because I
you
saw
do.
my girl.
You look like
Becca,
the boy wonder.
before the show, Becca hooked me up, gave me a precision haircut.
Okay.
As you know, we broadcast live from the headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Birmingham, Michigan. Definitely awesome to get off the air. Get looking great by one of their talented stylists. I highly recommend to you getting to a Lady Jane's near you. Over 100 locations nationwide, many of them here in the Metro Detroit area. Open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Walk in, sign in, sit down. Before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee.
Get to a Lady Jane's 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
The official sticker partner of Woodward Sports. When it comes to stickers and signage, think Sticker Genius. We support this local Detroit business, and we are excited to show you our latest project, the Planet Fitness Studio from Sticker Genius. If you need custom stickers, wall graphics, window graphics, and plenty more, reach out to our friends at Sticker Genius. We at Woodward Sports couldn't be any happier with the service they provided us. They were quick, easy to deal with, and super professional. Head to stickergenius.com today.
Woodward Sports Network, thanks so much for being along with us. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Maz is with us as well. Fletch doing an awesome job today.
Day one.
I mean, this is his first full day in the chair, and he's killing it.
Yeah, get him on the video, man.
Killing
Say
it.
something.
Look at that. Fletch, how you doing in there, man? I know you're a big Tigers fan, too, and we're happy to have you along.
Yeah. Well, I wish they were doing better this season, but they've sucked since I was in middle school. So what am I supposed to do about it? I kind of have to sit there and watch and hope it gets better.
Just be along for the ride. That's right, Fletch. Thanks so much, man. Sam Flannel with us as well.
I am just as depressed about the Tigers as Fletch is. Let that be very clear. My goodness, they are awful. But you know what? All of the teams other than the Tigers, and even to some extent the Tigers, are looking up. I like Steve Yzerman, I like Troy Weaver, and I like Brad Holmes. Let's go. Let's keep it all going. And Maz, let's talk about some Kentucky Derby.
Look at that.
Look
at that.
Look at that lead in.
I'm telling you.
Bray, give me a call on the air. Let's let everyone hear what my ringtone is.
I can't wait for this.
I don't have your number
drop
saved.
the
No, I'm
music.
joking.
You don't have my number. We talk every
This
day.
is going to be great.
I'm joking, of course. This is my ringtone when anyone gives me a call.
Turn your volume up.
Oh, shucks. Now it's shut off.
Oh, my gosh, Maz.
Phone cut off. Oh,
I'm sorry. What an
The
idiot.
professionalism. All right. Here we go. Calling in. 1, 2.
Missed it again, Ryan. Damn it.
Dude, what is your problem?
I don't know.
I just called it again.
It's the call to the post.
That was a big
It's
letdown.
That
was even better.
That's my life.
That's pretty good.
Right there.
Try it now.
In general. I can't. Something's wrong with
You
it.
son of a...
Something's wrong with it. What can I tell
You got a flip phone, man?
Go ahead. Try it one more time. I got the ring.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you calling?
Here we go.
Is it you? You do? There we go.
Yes! You sick
bastard.
Sick.
Man, I know, right?
Sorry. Wait for that.
Hey, you know what that clap is right there? You ever go to those races and the guy that finishes dead last, he's just lap, saw the pity clap. That was a pity clap right
Hey,
there.
Maz, break it down to me. First of all, why are you such a horse racing fan?
I grew up in the great state of New Jersey, just outside of New York in Hudson County. The Garden State, but Jersey City. New York and New Jersey were full of racetracks, so these are the places I hung out.
You love going to the track.
Hung out at the track, wound up working at the Meadowlands racetrack for a long time.
Nice.
Pool halls, bowling alleys. These are the places that I hung out with. Never smoked a day in my life, but always went to a place where there was a lot of smoke. And that's how I grew up.
Let's give it a mafia vibe.
I just love the vibe of the racetrack. You go there, and I recommend this, that you've got to watch the movie, Richard Dreyfuss, Let It Ride. I implore anyone that's watching this show, watch Let It Ride and tell me you do not fall in love with horse racing. The characters that you meet, the people that you hang out with. Hazel Park here in Michigan. I had my best times of my life here at Hazel Park, hanging out on a Friday night on the track apron with my guys. We had our own picnic table. We're right there on the rail. We'd curse at the drivers. It was just a fun time. And I don't care if I win or lose. I always had a great time at the racetrack. And the Derby is special to me. It's 50 years this year that Secretariat won the Triple Crown. And won the Derby.
Wow.
He still holds all the records on all three races. The Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont Stakes all are in Secretariat's. And he had his own.
Yeah, with the biggest jockey of all time.
Ron Turcotte, back in the day before he was paralyzed. So
look at that.
The Derby,
He ain't gonna slip one best.
the Derby is just so special. And if you've never gone, you've got to put it on your sports bucket list. It is packed. So if you don't mind crowds, it is such a great place to go. And of course, you go on the track apron on the infield. It is like Mardi Gras. It is total Mardi Gras. I've done that. I've done upstairs. I've waited at the finish line. I was the last guy out one year in 2000 when Charismatic won. My wife and I went with a couple of friends. We were betting on. You ever see the jockey scale that they have to step on and you have to weigh in with the saddle?
Sure. Yeah.
We were betting on people's weights on there. I mean, it's it's such a great event. I highly recommend everybody going to the Kentucky Derby. It's 2 minutes, but it's the greatest 2 minutes in sports. And you know what? It's catching on with all the young folks and all the Hollywood people. They're loving it. It's a who's who tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. NBC will have it on. They start like at 4 o'clock, and the race goes off right around 6:30.
I couldn't tell you a horse in this race
Right.
for whatever
I
reason.
understand
Why
See
is
this.
that?
Because you don't
though?
follow it.
No. I agree, but every year I feel like I've at least heard of a horse or two that, whether it's a Bob Baffert or a D. Wayne Lucas.
Bob Baffert's out for the next 2
or
years.
D. Wayne Lucas or one of those guys has a horse in there that you're hearing about, and this horse has the potential to win the Triple Crown. I feel like it's just not there this year. Or am I just watching
No,
the
you're
wrong
right.
stuff?
There's no super horse.
Did
in
the
this
super
race.
horse die last year?
Unfortunately, the Medina Spirit, the
There it
horse
is,
that
Medina
won and was
Spirit.
disqualified.
Because
he
steroid.
passed away. Yes, 3 years, he had a heart attack.
Yeah, that trainer is
That's
notorious.
Bob Baffert. Well, you can't. People say that about him. They just want to chop him down, and people are jealous of successful people.
But he had hasn't he had a bunch of tests that have come back positive?
Yeah, he has. But there've been such minute traces of this. Minute traces. That it didn't affect the race.
They found
the
minute
horse won
traces
that.
in A-Rod's.
I understand that. The horse won the damn race on his heart.
On the juice.
Here's your winner for tomorrow.
Okay.
Now there's 20 horses in the field.
20?
20.
Is that every year there's 20?
Always 20. One got scratched, another one went in. There's your field. Okay? That's your
we got
field.
Happy Jack.
Now, the one horse generally will not win the race.
Mo Donegal?
He will not win the race,
Tis the
supposedly,
bomb.
the one horse, because
Zen.
there are 20 horses in the race, and they crush the one horse against the rail. So because it's such a cavalry charge out of the gate, the one horse always gets a bad ride. But I am taking
Cyberknife.
the number one horse this year. I am taking Mo Donegal to win the 148th Kentucky Derby. That's my pick.
Now, why is that this? Why are you doing that?
I have followed him. I have watched him. He's a New York horse. I love what he does. I think he is in perfect time. He's got a great trainer in Todd Pletcher and a great jockey in Irad Ortiz.
You know what's so funny is I'm listening to you, and it was when you first started to talk about the horses, and now you're talking about Mo Donegal. Like, listening to you describe his team, it sounds like you're almost talking about a human. I like what he does. He's great.
They're
I like
human
his
to me.
trainer.
Yeah, that's good, Brett. They are great athletes.
Human to me.
What athletes are jockeys to pull that 1,400-pound horse
Saquon
around that
Barkley
track?
before he got hurt.
That is amazing.
So you got the one.
I got the one.
Now, to be honest with you, in all my years, and I'll be honest with you, in all my years of betting, okay, and boy, have I had some doozies. I have never understood horse racing, nor have I bet on the Kentucky
Thank
Derby.
God. Thank God. Because you are not made for this horse racing stuff. Please. Do not play it. Stay away.
Don't worry. Don't you worry.
Okay.
But what do you tell the people? How do you tell the people?
Here's me a win.
How do you tell the people?
I'm going to
how
give you
play
your
it?
win, place, and show. That's
I don't
first,
even know what
second, and
that
third.
means.
First, second, and third.
Okay.
The winner is going to be the one, Mo Donegal. I like the 6, Messier, named after the great Mark Messier. I like him in second. I like 8, Charge It. Chad Johnson, who runs Woodward Sports, his brother Steve, one of my best buds. He follows the horses just like me. He loves Charge It to win. He's 20-1.
Wow.
Good value. And I'll put the favorite, number 10, Zandon, in there. He's 3-1. He loves the run in the mud as well, and it could be muddy tomorrow. His mother was a mudder. His father was a mudder, too.
Look at this.
So here's what I like.
I
the
love
numbers.
the insight.
1, 6, 8, 10. Box them any way you want.
You might have to play
and make some money tomorrow.
What does that mean, box them?
When you play it exacta, which is the first two horses.
What's an exacta?
The first two horses that come through.
I'm asking questions, though, because for people out here, we don't know that.
The exacta are the first two horses that come in is the exacta. Okay. The trifecta, the first 3 horses that come in. The superfecta, the first 4 horses that come in. So I'm giving you the numbers. 1, 6, 8, 10. Play it all around the board and play the 1 to win tomorrow. That means if they come in any jumbled order, you win.
Great stuff.
How's that?
Sounds dangerous.
So here's the kicker. The other 10 horses that are in the race will probably finish first, second, and third. That's how it's going to go.
No, that's if I give you the advice.
That's right. Moan's article, winning the Kentucky Derby.
What'd you say, Ryan? Yeah, we'll do that.
We'll be right back, guys. It's Maz's videos of the
Who do
day
you like,
next.
Ryan?
But I don't like anybody. Whoever you say, Maz. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
Oh, mama. Chili Peppers Tanning. Join the Pepper Club at chilipepperstanning.com. You get all the best deals. Of course, they'll beat all competitors by at least $5 if you join the Peppers Club. The hottest molds, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters. 26 locations, more on the way. One right down the street here on Woodward. chilipepperstanning.com.
We all know Cade should have been Rookie of the Year. But you know the saying, Detroit versus everybody.
Uh-oh. Cunningham all by himself.
Woodward Sports.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Oh, it's Big Boy. I didn't know that. My bad. And it now is the Strawberry Fest. It's back at Big Boy. We brought it back. Some of the classic breakfast items like strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffles. If you're not feeling breakfast, try the new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, the crispy chicken wrap as well. Don't forget the grab dessert as well. Our berry delicious strawberry pie, only $1.99 if you spend $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
Quick question, real quick.
Yep.
Why is it, Maz, Ryan, and maybe even Fletch and Sam, when you're a kid, what is it about buffets that's so exciting? Like when I was a kid, whatever restaurant we would go to that had a buffet, which was,
they're still exciting to me.
Like you walk in at a kid and it's like, oh man, so many options. So many options, Sam. Talk to me.
It's because you get to just eat right away. I remember when I was a kid, waiting at restaurants was just, it seemed like it took forever.
Dude, that's a great point.
It's just right there.
It's a great
all
point,
this
dude.
food.
You feel like a winner as soon as you walk in. Now you go right to the buffet.
I think
it's
also
like collecting at the window.
Yeah.
I think also when you're looking at a menu, you're looking and you're reading and you're like, I mean, this could be good. I mean, this might be good. But when you can see it, it's already ready. You're like, no, that didn't look that good. Oh yeah, this looks good. I think that too.
Plus, you get everyone coughing all over. That's all good. It makes it good.
You like buffets?
You gotta look at me. I'm tiny, so I'm not like a big buffet guy. But when it came, like, if you could walk up to that buffet and there was just the pizza, the platters of pizza, I'd start grabbing them.
I was the king of the Pizza Hut buffet.
And there was there was
salad bar.
You know, as a kid too, there is something about serving yourself, right? I mean, there's something about
you serve
serving yourself
Absolutely.
as a kid. You know what I mean? Where
you feel like a big boy.
I could have all of this. Oh my gosh,
that's real.
Hey, before we get into videos of the day, let's put up that chart now, Fletch. This is name of the horse that would be you. So look at it, Ryan, and everyone can play this game as well. It's very simple.
Okay, the first. What?
I think it was.
Oh yeah,
put it on the back screen. Let's try
it. So who's your Kentucky Derby horse name? So the first letter of your first name. So for me,
it would be R.
It would
obviously.
be R. Sly.
Okay, so Sly.
And the first letter of your last name is E. Beauty. Sly Beauty.
Your
That
Sly
would be mine.
Beauty. What would Braylon be?
Braylon
B-E.
Dashing. Oh, of course.
Dashing Beauty.
Dashing.
No.
Dashing Beauty.
Yeah.
B-E.
No, E says man.
E on the right side.
Oh, okay, excuse me.
So here it is.
Dashing Beauty.
Dashing Beauty for Tom Mazawey. It would be Clever
Star.
Clever
Star.
Hold on. Dashing Beauty. I think I won.
How about Sam? Sam Reynolds. What's that song?
Sam Reynolds.
Wicked Honey.
Ooh.
I think
like
that's
that
the
one.
horse that's winning the Kentucky Derby right there.
Yeah,
especially
good.
with the Lady Jane's Wicked.
Wow.
How about Fletcher? Fletch,
Okay,
what are
Sam.
yours?
I'm
showing off
looking
now.
at Mysterious Ranger.
Mysterious Ranger.
Ooh.
So there you go, folks. You
very
can,
good.
you can find out on NBC.com
That sounds like somebody that hung out
on
in,
Twitter
Times
if you
Square.
felt like doing it.
Mysterious
Right?
Ranger.
I just figured that's kind of cute. Here it comes. What are you again? Mysterious Beauty?
Sounds like he may be on
Wicked
registry.
Beauty?
Right. I had a conversation one time with like this 92-year-old guy one time, and he was telling me about Michigan State basketball back in the day, and they had this Mysterious Williams guy.
What?
This Magic Johnson. He called him Mysterious.
Oh my God, Mysterious.
Mysterious Williams.
Is he
And
related?
I was like, Mysterious. Yeah, they won the championship against Larry Bird. Mysterious.
Is he
Williams.
related to Jeff
Maybe
Goff?
he's talking about Greg Kelsey. He's talking Greg Kelsey.
Is he related to Jeff Goff and
God,
Neil Rubin?
that was so many years ago. I mean, I was just starting out in this business.
As soon as you said 92, I was like, who's on the court? Jesus?
Mysterious Williams. That's so
you're
great.
talking about Magic?
You mean Magic Johnson?
Then you feel bad correcting him.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that Mysterious Williams is a hell of a guy.
I was just trying to figure out who they had.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, it's that time of the day we like to play Maz's
videos of the day.
And now it's time for Maz's Videos of the Day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
Thanks for letting me talk Derby, boys.
Yeah,
that always gets my blood going.
Anything for you.
Hey, Lions defensive tackle Aleem McNeil. I'm not sure if I saw this last year when they drafted him, but he was a hell of a ball player. Check this out, man, on the diamond.
There's the video. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Joel, that's not slow pitch softball either.
No, it's not. And by the way, did you see where the third baseman was playing?
Oh, yeah.
On the outfield grass. There's no way he's getting in on the infield grass.
When Aleem McNeil was hitting in high school.
How about this guy, huh?
Love it.
How about that guy? He could hit. Last night, the Yankees, the streak broke, but you know what? They went to the Rangers game last night to try to bring him some luck. Aaron Judge and the guys, check them out. They were at the Madison Square Garden. And they were chugging some beer.
Ooh.
The Yankees are in the house. Anthony Rizzo on your left. Aaron Judge in the middle.
It worked. They brought him luck, and the Rangers beat the Penguins.
So I'm very disappointed in Aaron Judge right there with the beer chugging competition.
He didn't chug very well.
He's awful. Like to be six, what is he, 6'11"? No, he's 6'7". But the girl from Game of Thrones that plays Sansa Stark, every time she goes to the arena, she represents. Come on, Aaron Judge.
Is that what she does? She chugs there?
She chugs it. Just like Bakhtiari.
Oh, yeah.
The Bucks games.
Yeah.
Hey, Fletch, put the picture up of Aaron Judge again. Look how small this cup looks in his hand.
He drank it very dainty.
But just look at it.
That's why it should
looks
be
like
gone.
a Dixie cup.
It should be one go. He finished last. Boo.
That is sweet.
Boo.
That is sweet. All right, I got another one for you guys. This happened in Detroit. Braylon.
Detroit.
In Detroit. Did you walk down this guy's house? He's got a weed machine outside of his house.
No, this is great.
He was making $2,000 a week till someone took a picture, put it up online, and got the guy in trouble. Check it out.
This is great.
Hey, hold up, wait a minute.
No, not chips or a candy bar. That comes after what you get out of this vending machine.
Look at this.
I used it probably like 4 or 5 times.
The voice
Like,
of an
this is
anonymous
amazing.
customer,
Oh, my
the
God.
one who
This is
took
amazing.
viral video of how the marijuana vending machine works.
He was selling like souvenirs.
That's code, obviously. Machine took credit cards, even Apple Pay.
This is great.
Apple Pay.
It just got out of hand.
It's just things you can't do.
That video says it all. The feds, the ATF, they've
ATF.
seen it all. But a marijuana vending machine bolted to the side of someone's house
This
on
is
the west
hilarious.
side of
Right?
Detroit. That's a new one.
Who snitched?
He's genius.
Somebody didn't like what was going on.
Was shocking.
Oh, man.
Is that great? Or
I guarantee
what?
you I know who snitched. First of all, can you talk about the ingenuity of this guy? Like, come on,
Smart.
like that's amazing, by the way, right? It's kind of like
I
watching
mean, technical genius.
Power.
Did he have D-Max brand in there?
Nah, he looked like he only had 2
Technical
brands.
genius.
You know who snitched? Now that it's legal, it was probably some dispensary
You're
close
right.
by.
You're
It was
right.
like, oh hell no, he ain't got no license. Excuse me, there's a vending machine,
Right?
Like, yeah, he should have had a security guard outside, like monitoring the machine with a gun.
So good.
Hey, I leave you one last one for the weekend. Check out this dog catapult. Someone makes this dog catapult so the dog had someone to play with. Check this out. There's the dog just walking up, puts the ball in there, gets it ready,
Oh, you've got
and
to be.
fires.
Oh my God.
How long did it teach the dog to do that?
How
That's
awesome
amazing.
is that?
Incredible.
I love that. My dog would not do that. He would just lay down next to the damn thing.
Oh my God!
Probably crap on himself too.
That's so good. Maz, good stuff today. Bray, I'm telling you, what a great week. So good to have you back today as well.
Appreciate that.
Fletch, you kicked butt today, my friend.
Man.
We are so happy to have you. Great stuff out of you and Sam.
We wish the best to Al May, of course.
Absolutely.
His first
Alex
day of
Mayer.
job.
First day on the job today. Good luck, Al May. We love you, buddy.
Brother.
I sent him a little boxes of raisins for snacks.
Oh, good for you.
I packed his little lunchbox.
Gotta take care of your son.
To all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day.
Yes, ma'am.
Take care of your moms today. Love you
Cav.
too, Mom. Great stuff.
Great week, man. Like you said enough. This week, great week. Obviously, my guy Maz, Kentucky Derby comes on, like he said, 6:30. It should go off. D-Mac in wrestling action this weekend at Harpo's 7:30 tomorrow. D-Mac has the event, so I might check it out. And last, Mom, I love you. Happy Mother's Day. You know what you mean to me. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. For Sam, for Fletch, for Maz on the couch, my brother Ryan Ermanni, I'm Braylon Edwards, and this is and was The Bottom Line.